essential name is a triad, but since the latter he is doubled, the name is also a quaternity. A similar notion is found in Taoism. The Tao gave birth to one, the one gave birth to two, the two gave birth to three, the three gave birth to all of creation. Thus, we begin at one and end up at one again. As T.S. Eliot stated, the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. We have need of the word, but number is a much more important thing. In essence, number is sacred. The quaternity, above all, is an essential archetype.
Bye.
The square, the cross, the squaring of the circle by the alchemists, the cross in the circle, or, for the Christians, Christ in glory. The squaring of the circle is a symbol of the philosopher's stone, where all the principles of alchemy take place. In the image, we first have the outer circle, a representation of wholeness. Within it is a triangle representing salt, sulfur, and mercury. Then we
Who's
have a
number
square,
one?
the four elements. When all of these are brought together, we get once again the circle of totality. It is simply
Yeah.
repeated ad infinitum.
Glory to God.
Hippocrates, considered as the father of medicine, formulated humorism, in which four bodily fluids affect human personality traits. This proto-psychological theory indicates four personality types: phlegmatic, melancholic, sanguine, and choleric, which can be compared to Jung's four basic psychological functions: thinking, feeling, sensation, and intuition, that are identical to the four elements: air, water, earth, and fire. The Swiss physician and alchemist Paracelsus compared the elements to four nature spirits: sylphs, undines, gnomes, and salamanders. Jung writes, as soon as the unconscious content enters the sphere of consciousness, it has already split into four. That is to say, it can become an object of experience only by virtue of the four basic functions of consciousness. It is perceived as something that exists, sensation. It is recognized as this and distinguished from that, thinking. It is evaluated as pleasant or unpleasant, etc., feeling. And finally, intuition tells us where it came from and where it is going. Jung uses the equation 3 plus 1 equals 4 to express the psychological fact of our three differentiated functions, plus one that is undifferentiated, called the inferior function. The number 4 represents the totality of the personality. This is why in the psychology of religion, the 4 represents to Jung the necessary complement to the Christian Trinity, as the dark, feminine element completing the Trinity to the quaternity as a totality. However, because of its contamination with the collective unconscious, the inferior function is very difficult to confront, as it is archaic, mystical, and primitive, the complete opposite of our dominant function. For example, the inferior function of a thinking type would be feeling. It is where you are likely to encounter the shadow, which also contains the treasure hard to attain. The alchemists thought that all nature consisted of four elements, and that the quintessence was the common substance of these, so that the four elements go back to their oneness in the fifth essence, or ether, the material that fills the region of the universe. Similarly, Plato compared these five elements to the five Platonic solids, the fifth of which the god used for arranging the constellations of the whole heaven. One of the most important teachings in Buddhism